Hey, you guys. Thank you so much for joining the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with just Danielle. How are you, love?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Are you ready for these 20 questions?
I'm as ready as I'm fitting to be.
Yes, girl. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So, question number one. What made you want to start YouTube?
So I wanted to start. I actually didn't want to start YouTube. I didn't want to do it at all. I have a really good friend, and she was like, "Hey, you're doing all your therapy stuff. You do all your teaching and all of those things. Why don't you start a YouTube channel?" And I was like, "For what and for why? Like nobody want to hear what I have to say." And so after that, I had started like I said, okay, I'll just do Facebook. And I did Facebook for a little while. I used to do first things first Friday morning encouragement. I would get up on Fridays and do that. And after a while, I'm a person of prayer, and I was like hearing like, okay, start a YouTube channel, start a YouTube channel. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And it really was from a place of if I feel like God is telling me to do something, I'm fitting to do it. I don't mess around. I'm going to do it. So I started the YouTube channel under another email address. Um, and I had to take everything down because it was all connected to my college. And after that, so long story
Mm,
short, God made me made me start. And my desire is to certain populations of people have stigma around mental health and around
mm,
therapy, and especially people that are what I would like to call church folk. They have certain stigmas, and so my goal through my channel is really to kind of educate and break down some of those things for everybody, but particularly people in the church.
mhm.
So that was a lot of words. Hopefully, I answered your question.
Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely feeling that. And I like that a lot too. Yes, girl. All right. So the next question that I have for you here is you have a video on your page that you have titled Seven Things People Think I Do, but I Don't. In that video, you talk about how you're a therapist and how people think therapists do these things, but really in nationality, they don't. So I want to ask, what's the hardest thing about being a therapist and why?
That is a good question. I think the hardest thing about being a therapist is having a line of demarcation between yourself and your clients. So, with your friends and your families, you have a certain level of influence and you can tell them what to do. But in the therapeutic process, my goal and function is to help guide you to the answers that you have already articulated yourself. So, it is people think that therapists give advice, and actually, a good therapist does not give advice. They will give you therapy and counseling and coaching to help you get to the answer, to arrive at the answer yourself. Because if I tell you,
Mm,
you have no buy in. It's like, oh, my therapist told me to
right.
do X, Y, and Z. Did you do it?
Hmm.
Probably not, because
Right.
you have to
Yeah.
bring yourself to a place. So I think that's part of the hard part. And you can, because your perspective is different from the chair, I can see you going into something that I'll be like, okay, your patterns is showing, your slip is showing, it's about to be disaster, but I
Hmm.
can't stop you from doing it. I can only give you
Right.
um information, feedback, talk about behaviors. So that can be really difficult at times.
Yeah. I definitely get that, especially when you want someone to go the right way, but you can't actually say it. You can only like hold their hand in a way and allow them to like you're pretty much you're saying you're there just to balance them, but they're walking in their own direction.
Correct. It's like I call it
Yeah.
it's like partnership is a perpetual mirror, so is the therapeutic process. It's like you tell me, hey, for example, I want to do better with communicating with my spouse, right? And that's something we're discussing in therapy. all I can do is hold up a mirror and say, "You said you wanted to be better with communication, but you can't be lying
Mhm.
and cheating and things if going back to what you said that you wanted." And so constantly pointing people back to what it is that their goals are and what they have articulated they want out of their life.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is a whole lot to handle, to be honest. Really, when you just have to really push yourself back. I feel like you're kind of really, ooh, just, I see why when I be watching movies, they just ask so many questions, really, for you to just come up with the answer, like you said. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm feeling
child.
it. All right. So the next question I have for you here actually does have to do with getting your advice. Since you
Okay,
can't do it there,
that's
at least
fine.
you can do it here.
Okay.
Yes. So if someone felt more like a cheerleader to someone else's life and doesn't know how to play the main character in their own, what advice would you give them to help them out?
I think I would again, sorry. I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to ask the question, what keeps you from focusing on yourself? So usually people that fall back into that cheerleader role is because they are being avoidant of something they want, for whatever reason. So whether that's fear, whether that's apprehension, whether that's past hurts or trauma, it's like I'm safer playing the background character. And so I would ask, what are those things that you want? What do you desire when what are your dreams? What are your hopes? What are your visions? And see if there are any obstacles that we need to talk about to overcome that. That would be my advice.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Because that would definitely, there you go, being a therapist. That would definitely lead them into the answer that they want, like you stated before. Okay. I'm feeling it
I've been
though.
doing this
I
for a
like
long
that.
time. It's kind of hard to not do
Hard
it.
not to do it like that. Yeah. No, I feel
Hmm.
it. Yeah. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, would you rather bark like a dog every time you laughed, or would you rather slap the hell out of someone every time they sneeze?
Oh, I can't fight, so I'm fitting the part. I don't know about these hands. Okay, don't let the melanation fool you. I don't know if I can make it. If I can make it work. So I'm gonna just have to
You're
bark.
so funny. Child, somebody sneezing, somebody being sick ain't gonna be around you because you will just have no, it will be like a magnet to their face. Like your hand will
Listen, no,
automatically
no.
imagine, imagine if you were sleeping and you just like woke up and your hand is like
What did the
traveling to
hand say
their
to the face? You're
face.
probably too young for that. But what did the hand tend to say to the face?
Oh no, I remember that. I remember that.
Yes.
Mm-mm. That is so funny. Okay. Hey, you guys. Thank y'all so much for joining the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Jess Danielle. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, the next question that I have for you here is, what makes you feel ashamed?
Ooh. What makes me feel ashamed? Hmm. That is a good question. I don't know that it's ashamed, right? Because that's a perpetual state of being. But sometimes my past proclivities will make me feel shamed, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
there's a difference between being
Mhm.
ashamed, like I'm going to hide this thing, versus somebody discovering something and then putting shame on you. So if I was to answer it that way, it would be, oh gosh, it would probably be projections that I put on people from my trauma that they never deserved.
Mm. I think a lot of people do that nowadays too.
And I mean,
Hmm.
as a healed version, you can be like, "Oh, nobody ever told me I was unloved, but I felt that way, and I projected that onto other people." I know that's
Hmm.
deep. I know that's
Yeah.
deep, but yeah, that
No,
would
I
be
love
it.
that though. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, the next question that I have for you here is, if YouTube was like how MySpace used to be, where you had music on your profile, what song would play on your channel and why?
Oh my gosh. Definitely it would be Christian hip hop because that's my favorite. I'm trying to think
Hmm.
of Oh, what song would it be? It would probably be something like there's a song called For King Jesus by Lecrae. That would be probably there's 2 versions of that song, and one is a melange of different type of hip hop. So it's like Caribbean, Afro Caribbean. It has speaking in Spanish in there. There's a British guy in there. That would probably be on my yes. That's how it would be. So
Mm-hmm.
you
I
gotta look up
like
the
that
song. You know
too.
what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to describe, but just that kind of party vibe, culture vibe. Like everybody is doing everything together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm definitely loving it. Yeah, I feel like if I had to put a song on my channel, it would probably be, ooh, I think it would probably be My Love by Justin Timberlake.
N That's
I
a
love
good
that
one. That's a
song.
good workout song, okay? You get on the treadmill
Yeah, I love
and
that
you do
song.
the, hey, hey, very good. But it's got to be the version with Ti in it. We still praying for Ti,
I
but
love that version with T.I. in it.
that's
Yeah.
the onlyest one. I love that version.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. I remember I used to have I remember back then when we had the cell phones that you had to like just click on, it didn't flip or nothing. It was just straight like that. I have recorded the song from on the TV and I had it as my
Your
ringback,
different
like
tone.
my ringer. Yeah. And I have recorded it off of 106 in Park. That's how long ago that was.
That's a long
Ciao.
time. Look, she said,
Yeah.
telling
That
on
was
my
a
own
long
self.
time ago.
You telling on your own self today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is if you wrote your own book, what would the title be and what would your book be about?
So this is a biography because I have several books, but you saying if I was to write a
Mm,
biography,
It can be any kind of book.
well, like I'll use the book title that I have. I have a book called Forged, and the forge is a process of refining metal in order to make a sword. So I think that that is very much aligned with my life story, like taking something that's impure, putting it through the fire, and then me using it to make something that is useful, that is sharp, that is able to protect, but also able to heal because you cut to heal as well. So I think that I would stick with that title.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I like that. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is if you was a villain in a movie
Ooh.
and your
hmm
niche on your YouTube channel was your superpower, how would you use it?
If I'm a villain that's a therapist, OMG, I'm finna get all the coins. I'm about to talk to all of the I'm still waiting for my celebrity client. But I listen, the thing about and I hate to say it like this, help me Jesus. Therapists are master manipulators, right? Because again, like I said to you, we're trying to get you to see the way we see or the way you want to see, right? So that's probably if I was a villain. If I was a villain, that's what I would be doing. I would be out here talking about some, hey, Mr. Kendrick Lamar, don't you want to donate? Hey, Mr. Elon Musk, I know he needs some. Okay. You don't need all them
Ciao.
coins. So uh, Danielle said my villain name is Brainiac. That's hilarious. I love it. Just master manipulator. Yes. So
I
I would
feel
never
it.
be a villain, guys, clutching my pearls. I would never be a villain, but if I was,
If I was, girl. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here in the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Jess Danielle. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? Oh, and that's a good thing. That's a good question. What would your villain name be?
mm, that's wild. I like Mastermind.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
Mastermind. I
feeling
think that's a good one.
it.
Who thinks of these questions, Jay? Like, this is a great question. Now I'm gonna go
Yes, and
ask
I'm
all my
loving it.
family and friends, like, hey, if you were a villain.
Yeah. Okay. So, the next question that I have for you here is, if you had to speak to your loved ones that had passed away as many times as you wanted to, but in order for you to do that, the lifespan of everyone on the earth would speed up, how many times would you speak to them?
I wouldn't. I
Why would
wouldn't.
that be?
Um, Because I think that I don't believe that this is our only life, right? I feel like we leave from this place and we go into eternity. So for me to sacrifice somebody's time on this side of glory to speak to someone either I didn't have time with enough, quote unquote enough time with, I think that that would not be fair. I feel like I'm gonna see them. If they gonna be with them, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna see them again.
Mhm.
And if not, it wasn't meant to be.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Who they
laughing over here at
what they
Jay
say?
Central. She said, I would be a health fitness villain and I would slap everybody into wellness. That
I
is
know that's
so
right.
funny.
She went back to
That is
what did the
so
head say to the face? I
funny.
know that's right. Listen. See, but see, that's a good villain. See, you still helping the people. We gotta
But
we if
that's
we
what she does though. So it makes sense. Yeah,
but
she
she got
speaks
the
about health. She speaks about,
yes,
like, everything. So that's on her, that's her niche.
I can
So if she was
imagine.
to turn that into a villain superpower, yeah, she'll be slapping as soon as you pick up a burger, she'll be right there with the belt. You know what I'm saying? Like
Eee, dang.
slashing you.
You
She'll
get
be slashing you. You
no
would be so
carbs for
pissed.
you.
You'll be so pissed. She'll probably like blow up the McDonald's or something. Like,
That's hilarious. That is
mm-mm.
hilarious.
Okay. So the next question I have for you here is, what made you want to change your channel name? Because I know, how we said just recently you changed it.
Mhm.
So what made you want to do that?
Um, so it came out of a couple of things. I do have coaching, and that was one of the things that we discussed. Like, okay, does this really represent your? Not really, but like, does this represent your brand? What do you want people to take away from visiting your channel? And then I was on a live, and somebody was like, "Hey, oh, that's the minister such and such," and I was like, it's just Danielle. Like, you know what I mean? And yes, I'm a pastor.
Hmm.
Yes, I'm a teacher. Yes, I'm a therapist. But I feel like sometimes we get caught up, and I know me personally, I'll hide behind those titles because
Hmm.
it's again that whole concept of safety, right? If people are going to listen to you, it's because you have all these things. When the reality
Right.
is, people just want to know who you are. So if I come to
Yeah.
you as just Danielle, yes, all of those things are still there, and they're all valuable and valid. But I want people just to be able to say, "Hey, it's just Danielle." So that was kind of the
Hmm.
rationale between for that. Because, like I said, I'm not ashamed or I don't downplay those things because those are things that God has gifted me in and allowed me to see,
Hmm.
allowed me to achieve. However, I want to just, you know, come in the room and then we can talk about those things.
Yeah.
Hopefully that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you on that. I definitely do. Because I would want people to, especially, being on this platform, I definitely get where you're coming from that. I don't want anything to be, nothing is hidden, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But I do want you to be able to come in and feel comfortable and, sit around and see what is going on. I'm definitely a God-fearing woman, so it will always be there. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. So nothing is hidden. So I feel you on that. And I thought it was so wild because after I seen your name change today, I seen like two other people change their names, and I feel like they honestly did it kind of for the same thing in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, one person I had asked him, and he said that, well, he changed it because when he was giving out his YouTube name, people wasn't finding his channel. And the other person that changed their name, they said they changed it because they felt like they were growing into something else, and they didn't when they made their YouTube page, it was really for this one niche, but they feel like
Right.
they're trying to spread out.
Expand.
And the
Hmm.
way that they're, yeah, and because of how content is, it's much easier to be able to do all these different things and still have your main thing still be there, but for you to
Hmm.
be able to, yeah, expand, like you said.
Yeah.
So I understand completely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I thought to again, part of it is a personal journey of being
Mm-hmm.
okay with just being who you are. I did a video recently about authenticity and transparency. And so sometimes, especially people, I don't know who's in the audience, but that are perfectionists or type A personalities, we always want to present a product that has backing behind it, that looks pristine, prestigious, and then people don't like all that. People just they want to
Mm-hmm.
thank you for your degrees, but I want to know the
Right.
person. And I think that for
Yeah.
me, it is getting comfortable with all of this. I'm just enough for the population. I'm not too much. I'm not too little. I'm just enough for the people God has called me to. So really trying to
Yeah.
embrace that was the motivation
Mm-hmm.
for that. And Sean
Yes.
might
I
change
love
again. I
it.
don't know, but I like it.
Too. Yeah, most definitely. You should like it. You should love it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, if you was P. Diddy's lawyer, what's one thing that you would say to the judge to help his case?
Father, we thank you. We fitting to pray for Diddy, okay? Something happened. And we all listen, that's what I would say. I would say, okay, he has to be court mandated to psychotherapy. Because something happened. Something went awry in the processing because of the things that went on. And yeah, and I think the penal system in and of itself needs an overhaul. So let's be clear on that. Um, I was mercy, grace, cover him because it is a hard thing. It's a hard thing to stand and see somebody who has been seen as or accused of, right, of being a predator, of being somebody who hurt people, assault people, and have to defend them. So my only recourse would to be to say, like, listen, there needs to be help. Not that's what it's called. Somebody said penal system. That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
The justice system.
Mm-hmm. With the
All
eyeballs.
So that's what I would say. I would plead for what they call rehabilitation because he fitting to be locked up somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's be very clear. I'm not trying to get him off. I would definitely want him to get some help.
Mm-hmm. Child, I think he need a little more than help, but
You asked the
yeah.
question. You said
No, no,
help
no.
his
And
case.
you gave a really good answer. You gave a really good answer. You did great. Hmm. Thank you guys so much for being here in the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Just Danielle. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, the next question that I have for you here is, if you made a new channel, what would it be about and why?
I would probably do I don't know what it would call it, but like I'm a really crafty person. I crochet, I bake, I cook. It would kind of probably be like a
Mm,
lifestyle vlog type channel. I'm not good in terms of the filming and videography and stuff like that. But if I could make another channel, I garden, like I do all the grandmom things.
mm.
Right?
I
And
love
so that's
gardening. It's so
listen,
peaceful.
I do flowers, I do crochet, I do crafts, I cook, I make shea butter. Like I do all of the crafty artsy things. And that's probably if I was gonna make another channel, it would probably be like that. A variety channel. I like that. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. I love it. Most definitely. All of that. That would be dope too. Because honestly, it kind of all folds into one. Like with you having a garden and then with you cooking, because you can get the things out of your garden and bring it into your house to cook and all of that. So it all kind of
Hmm.
folds into one at the end of the day. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, if everything you thought came out of your mouth, do you think the people that's in your corner will still be there?
Ah, yes. I'm gonna say the reason why I say yes is because my corner my corner is very small. Like I said, I'm working on my transparency. So the people that know me really know me. And so I don't think that they will be surprised by my thoughts. Yeah, I try to
Mhm.
congruent. I'm a little nicer in my communication than I am in my initial thought, but the thread is still there.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think they'd be all right. They would be like, "Oh, you Kurt? Oh, that's a little sharp." If they,
That
but
is so funny.
yeah, I think they would be okay.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. So the next question that I have for you here is, what advice would you give someone that says that their low views on YouTube is giving them low self-esteem?
Listen, you cannot look at see, I got to go to the Bible. The Bible says, don't look at their faces. The Bible says that a prophet is not accepted in his own town. You cannot look at these views and have your self worth or your self value or your self esteem. You cannot compare your views to other people. You cannot, because you will translate that into, you gonna put your worth and value into the algorithm? No, sir. No, sir. So I would just encourage them. It is more about the journey than the destination. Remember why they started this journey, like you said in your video today. Remember why you started this process and go back to that. And if nobody watches, you're doing this for you, right? You're doing this for you. I know people want
Mhm.
to get monetized. That's a great aspiration. I tell people to have multiple streams of income because that's more sustainable. But again,
Mhm.
money alone cannot sustain you. Having
Yeah.
affirmation, approval, affirmation, and acceptance from people that you don't know cannot sustain you. You have to kind of bring it back to yourself and say, why do I want to do this? And what is this doing for me?
Yeah. Mhm.
So you done
Yes,
got me all
girl. And that's
fired
a
up.
great answer. Yeah, I love it. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, the way that there's been so many plane incidents and accidents, if
Mhm.
you was the president of the United States, what law would you put in effect that had to do with the incidents with the planes, and what would they be?
So I think we don't know what caused a lot of the issues, but what I do know about government and government systems, they don't always have the proper oversight. So I would definitely put things in place where those planes have to be checked by a rotating group of people at rotating time. So it's not like there's no one group that's responsible for the aviation sector. It would be, a multi, like you finna get checked. You gonna get checked all the time, and the people are getting checked all the time. So if we have certain rules and regulations, even in the food industry, they have to be 28 times greater. Like I just randomly thought of a number, but that's what I'll be putting in place. Like you have to continue to put those checks and balances in place. So if there's not enough staff, if there's old parts, if somebody ain't show up to work that day and they should be there, like that plane is not getting off the ground. It's just not getting off the ground.
Hmm.
Because it's better to, I mean, have a safe flight than than it just going, than losing money. Because usually that's what it is. It's about profits over people.
Yeah. Hmm. And I feel like some of these people that own the planes and stuff, they really look at the money more, just like almost any other company does. But that's a
Hmm.
more severe situation that you really have to put people first for real.
Yes,
So you don't have
absolutely.
to, because at the end of the day, you're going to be coming out of your pocket of millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let alone is just the devastation. I think that unfortunately
Yeah.
we live in a capitalist society that is constantly putting profits over people. And that's from everywhere from, like we said, food to, the education system. I think we really need to rectify that post haste.
Mhm. Yeah. So Uncle Mike was saying these people are understaffed and underworked.
Mm-hmm. So to add to that answer,
Hmm.
when you find a problem, you put stuff in place to fix it. So yeah, I agree.
Hmm. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, what advice would you give someone that wants to start their own career but doesn't feel like they're amazing at anything or can't think of anything that fits them?
That is an excellent question. Again, I would go back to ask them, what do they like? What have they tried? What in their when they are bored, what do they gravitate to? Um, because usually those things are linked to your purpose, right? They're linked to, like, when you're totally bored, usually you're gonna gravitate towards something you like. When you're angry, what
Hmm.
makes you really, really mad? If you're connected to something that makes you really, really mad, usually that's tied to your purpose, the problem you were created to solve, right? Is the thing that's going to agitate you and irritate you. You'll be like, oh, why can't you do it like this? So I would ask them, like, let's talk about those things that not necessarily that you're good at, because sometimes you're called to stuff that you're not good at. It's just something that you're drawn to. So that's where I would start with that person. And let's because and I'll also say this, many times people squelch their own desires because they don't think that they're acceptable for whatever reason, right? So some people,
Hmm.
like, for example, you might really like to draw, but you're like, oh, I can't make no money drawing, so I don't draw anymore. Bring that back. What can you do?
Hmm.
And try to
Yeah.
try to move from there.
Hmm.
Because I'm a hustler.
Okay.
I'm gonna find a way to make you some money. What you got?
Yeah.
What you got to bring to the table? Let's monetize.
Hmm. And that's some really good questions for like everyone to ask themselves when it comes to stuff like that. It really
Hmm.
helps. Yeah, I see why when you're a therapist, you have to ask those be the answer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, it's going back to, you are the source. Because I could look, for example, I could look at somebody and make an assumption or surmise something about them, and create a projection. That's not what you want. You want your own internal process to reveal what it is that's good for you and what's best for you.
Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, what is something that you take for granted, but it really plays a big role?
Hmm. I think one of the things that I take for granted is the electricity and the internet. You just supposed to have
Mm-hmm.
it. Okay? With things, have you ever had a PowerPoint that you were supposed to present and it disappeared? Or you trying to get into your email and you locked out? I think these are things we just take for granted. It does not bother us until it does not work.
Yes, I feel you on that. I need my internet, honey. I need all of that. So sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it's not
Okay.
something I think of until I don't have it. It's like, what? My
Exactly.
computer not
And that's
working?
that's how it is for a lot of people. Yeah, that's how it is for a lot of people. Because sometimes you just expect it to be there because it's so like bluntly there without, you know what I'm saying? I feel like what's gonna call it? I feel like the ability to be able to sit. I know
Wow.
that seems so like weird, but
No,
just
that's a
imagine
good
how
one.
tired people be when they stand up all day. When
I
you're actually able
remember.
to get off of your feet, like the
Hmm.
ability to be able to sit. Some people they just sit so effortlessly. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And it's not anything. But some people they actually can't do stuff like that. Some
Yes.
people that probably have to actually keep their legs straight. They don't even know what that feels like. Sometimes it takes losing something to appreciate what it is. That and it be the
Absolutely.
smallest things. You know what I'm saying? It be the smallest things. Like the ability to sit. Can you believe that? Like no one would even
Mm.
just think like that would completely bypass you if you was thinking about something like that. But that really does like you have your freedom. You can get in the car and go. You actually can sit in the car and drive. You know what I'm saying? You can
Mhm.
actually like take a break. Like people sit down, like just imagine the smallest thing, like walking and then all of a sudden you sit down to take a picture. Some people can't even do that. You
You
know
are
what I'm saying?
absolutely right.
So
I actually have
child,
an
yeah.
aunt who had pins in her leg and she couldn't, and stuff like We were like, "Oh, why don't you fly up?" Because they're from Tennessee. "Why don't you fly up?" She can't. She can't be in the plane because she can't bend her leg to
Mm.
sit in the seat,
Oh,
and so she
wow.
had to take the train up. And so you think, okay, that many hours were added to your trip, let alone just being
Mhm.
comfortable. She got to sit in the back seat of the car because she can't bend her leg.
Mhm.
So it's wild that you said that because again, that's not something you think about until
Yeah,
you're forced to.
yeah. Mhm.
Just health in
Okay.
general is one of those.
Yeah. Mhm. That's for real. Thank you guys so much for being here in the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Justin Yo. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, the next question that I have for you here is, can you tell everyone what your channel is about?
So right now my channel is about it's a Christian based channel, but it is about the therapeutic process. So I talk a lot about relationships, a lot about self value, self worth, exploring those therapeutic interventions intertwined with a faith based approach. So that would be what my channel is about currently.
Hmm. Okay. So, the next question that I have for you here is, what is your guilty pleasure?
Oh, let me think. Probably binge watching TV. Like, I will stay
Yeah.
up. Yes. Yes, ma'am. I stack shows. I don't like to watch. You know how shows come out, they, week by week. I will
Hmm.
that irritates me, okay? Netflix
I
has
feel
ruined
it.
me forever, and I will wait. They'll be like, "Oh, did you watch such and such?" And I'm like, "How many episodes is it?" "Oh, it just came out. It's only one." I said, "I will watch it in 4 weeks when I have enough to watch four altogether." So yeah, I'm a binge watcher. I definitely feel like that's my guilty pleasure.
Hmm. That's a good answer because I feel like a lot of people can agree for sure. Okay. So, the next question that I have for you here is, if you won the lottery, but then after receiving the money, you found out that it actually belonged to someone else that has the same name as you, what would you do? What would your like instant reaction be?
Oh Jesus! How much money we talking, Jay? How much money is the
It's
lottery
the it's
money?
the lottery, honey. So we'll say
We
we'll
talking about
say
multiple millions.
it'll be the amount will be $800 million.
Okay, I'm going to say I'm going to tell them. I will be sad, but I would have to tell them. I remember. I'm gonna tell you a quick story, if that's okay. I remember I was working at a store, and across the street in the Rite Aid there was an ATM. I was preparing to get married. We was preparing for our wedding. I went in. I pushed $20, and $800 comes out of the machine. I checked and seen. Now this ain't no 800 million, but it was $800, and I'm checking to see like, well, how much money came out of my account? $20 came out of my account. I said, "Oh, okay." So I felt so guilty taking that money that I called the ATM. Then I said, "Okay, you know what? It was a mistake. I'm gonna call the people and send the money back." Went back to the ATM the next day, and $800 came out again. And so
Wow.
and everybody was telling me, "Girl, that first $800 was a test, but the second one was that second 800 was for you." So anyway, long story short, I ended up calling the company, right? Yep, it happened twice,
Mhm.
right? I remember calling the company, and they were like, "Why are you trying to send us this money back?" Because I knew it wasn't mine. So having real world experience, I would say that I would send the guilt, the condemnation, the conviction that I would have keeping money that don't belong to me.
Ooh,
I can't do it. I can't do it. So yeah, it would go back. I would cry the whole time. I would try to
I would cry
find
too, girl.
a loophole.
$800 million. Because in an instant, I know if I had $800 million, I would already been thinking on what the first thing I would do is. I'd be
Child.
so excited. In an instant, I would just feel so stress free. So just imagine having to put all that back on you. Like it's
Mm.
like taking off this heavy coat and then now you look at the floor and you gotta pick it up and put it back on.
I would be like, look,
Child,
is there a finder's fee? I mean,
is there?
can I borrow
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Can I let me hold
Like, hey,
something?
I'm being kind here, giving it to you. Can I please, can you at least chop me off at least $2 million? You got $800 million. Can you chop me off like 200
Yes,
million,
ma'am.
or at least
I agree.
2 million? It's some type of million though. Don't give me those 100,000. Give me like at least
Listen,
2 million at least.
listen.
Let me get
Yes.
10%.
Just give me a little snippet. Just a
Yeah.
little snippet. You know how somebody find your wallet and it's like $500, they give you a 20. Just give me a little something.
Yeah. You ain't gonna miss no $1 million. You ain't gonna miss that $1 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be a
Okay.
sad day. Somebody
It
getting
will be a
sick.
real sad
They
day.
are wild in the comments. So I said I would need therapy after that because
Yes. You are most definitely gonna need therapy after that, child. What? That's crazy.
yes,
Someone said 200,000, at least a few millions. LOL. Yeah, I
I
need a
know
few
that's right.
millions. 200,000 ain't gonna. No thousand is gonna cut it for me. I need at least like let me millions here, son, child.
I
Like a couple
concur. I
millions help.
listen. I'll be so mad, but I would. I said to live with that. I don't think I could do it. Every time I flip a property, I'd be like, "Oh no, I'm wrong, Jesus. I'm so sorry,
Mm,
Jesus."
child. Mm-mm. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, if every time you thought of someone, that memory would disappear forever, what would you
Mm.
do?
Oh my gosh, I would be so sad. I would.
Yeah.
I think I would probably try to write it down, like memorialize it in some way. I know some people do what's called temperature blankets. I would try to find something that I could either retain it some kind of way, because uh every time you thought of
Yeah.
somebody, it would just disappear.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
sad. That's
Like if
actually a
every time
condition
you
that
thought of
happens.
somebody,
Hmm.
whatever memory you had of them will disappear. Like all of their memories would disappear if you thought of them.
I
Hmm.
would be probably trying to figure out how to read every day or watch TV every day, so I'm never thinking of people. I don't know. I would have to find some
Right.
kind of mnemonic device to keep my mind occupied, because that's so sad. Jay, that's so sad. That's so sad.
Yeah, no, that is sad. That is sad. Oh.
I would figure. Listen, I'm gonna use this big
Mm,
brain to figure out some kind of way, a
yeah.
quilt or something.
You're gonna have to, yeah. I'm gonna have to have a whole bunch of pictures and
Yeah.
videos and all of that to just like look at.
Somebody said they will
Have to.
record their every move, like record it. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Yeah. That's what I would do too, for sure. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, if you tasted someone's cooking and it was horrible, how would you let them down easy?
So I am going to say I'm scared, because if any of the church folk is watching, they finna learn my secret. If I taste something that's terrible, if I can get it past my face, I'm gonna say that's interesting. That's what. That's interesting. What flavors? That's interesting flavors. That's what I'm gonna say. So if
You're funny.
so if you ever hear me taste your food, and I tell you that's
That's an
interesting,
interesting flavor, child. I cannot. I cannot.
I'ma
That
have
is
to.
so funny.
Yeah, that's it.
You're
don't
like,
don't don't do don't hit you with the interesting.
this is really interesting.
Yeah, that's about right. So I that's
Mm-mm.
my go-to, because I don't want to say it's nasty. I don't want to say it's
Mm-hmm.
not palatable, it's unedible. And I also don't take everybody's food suggestions. I have learned the hard way. I have a
Mm.
very, because when you cook, right? Most people that are good cooks, you can't eat everywhere. It's not gonna taste good. So yeah, I have learned that.
Child. So you actually like been through that where you had to tell someone that's an interesting flavor?
You ain't never been to a potluck at the church, Jay? You ain't never.
Oh no, child. I would be like, who made this? That's what I would say. I would say, who made this? And when they put it out, I'll be like, oh, okay. That's all I'll say.
She said, "I'm not gonna say. I'm
That's all
not
I'll
gonna.
say.
You know, remind me never to ask them to make X, Y, and Z." Yeah, no, that have actually said that very much. So,
Mm-mm. That is so funny. Thank you guys so much for being here in the live. I appreciate y'all. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Just Danielle. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, the next question that I have for you here is, if you had an emergency and you had the ability to fly, but you were near a group of people that was shooting down birds, what would you do?
why are you laughing, Jay? Did I make a
Because your
face?
face, your face.
Can you imagine this face in a therapy session? I'd be having to hold it together. Be holding it together.
Ciao.
I would practice evasive measures because I don't know. So if I could, am I going to tell them like, hey, I'm
Like,
not a bird.
calm down.
I'm not. I am a large bird. I'm a woman of size. So you see me. Don't shoot me. Yes, I'm
Mm-mm.
flying though. It's an emergency.
That is
Listen,
so funny.
my son, he says evade, like he's running through the house. I'll be like, evade. That's what I would be saying to the people, yelling down, evade, do not shoot me. Yes. What again? These questions. You are so creative.
That is hilarious. I can't even imagine you over there saying like Mayday to these people or something like you would have to be wearing I don't even know if you can even wear anything because I feel like the more you're
Beats up.
exposed, the more they're going to want you to be a target.
That's terrible. This is how we are as people. That is terrible. Exactly. Big target.
Mm-mm. Child, I can't even deal. Crystal's World said, I can only imagine. Mm-mm. Uncle
Mm-mm.
Mike said, that might run up my blood pressure. Child. Mm-mm. Wow. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, would you rather be a stunt driver that has to crash into the ocean every time their cue is to go? Or would you rather be Cookie Monster and go live in Walmart?
What? Wait, Cookie Father, we thank you. This blessed mind. What? Wait, Cookie Monster? So I am Cookie Monster. Not in a Cookie
So,
Monster outfit.
so
Trying to
you are Cookie Monster and you have to go live in Walmart.
okay. All right. Because I want to live and not because I can't swim, I'm fitting to have to be Cookie Monster. At least you know the thing about
That
Cookie
is
Monster.
so funny.
The thing about Cookie Monster is he never actually eats the cookies because
He
you ever
doesn't.
know.
He just
I remember. So that would make my heart sad to have cookies around, but I can't eat them. But yeah, I'm fitting to be
Wow.
Cookie Monster. There's that.
That is
I guess I need to go take some swimming lessons, Jay, so I can be a stunt driver. Because clearly, Cookie Monster in
mm-mm.
Walmart. Jesus.
You know how many kids will hate you when they when they get ready to come and grab some cookies and it's all like splattered everywhere. And
Everywhere.
then they just see you in the corner and you turn around and look at them like,
I'm here. You
I'm
in my
here.
territory. You in my
I'm here.
space.
But what does he say? He says, I don't know what he says, child. It's been so long since I watched that show.
Mm-mm.
Elmo's World, or
All
is
I
it
know, he'd be like,
Sesame
nom,
Street?
nom, nom, nom. That's what take me
Yeah,
way back.
that is so
Me
funny.
want
I
cookies. I
can
think it was me want
actually,
cookies.
I can imagine you fighting with a kid in the grocery store, like trying to drag them into your dumpster. That is hilarious. Mm-mm. Child,
Hilarious.
what?
Cookie
Mm-mm-mm.
Monster in the Walmart. Lord, that's wild. I'm just envisioning living in a Walmart. At least the furniture, they got good furniture. You can lounge on the little couches,
You
look
can
at
lay up
nothing.
on the furniture.
You be
Yeah,
all
you
right.
can be chilling with your cookies. Yeah, you'll be up
Yeah.
in there living your best life. Yeah, you got your plants. You say you
Uh-huh.
want your plants.
They
Yeah,
got
you got
garden
your
supply.
plants. You got your garden supplies. Yeah, you could do almost anything. Up Walmart has it all. Walmart has it all.
We have to find the silver lining in these situations.
Ciao. Thank you guys so much for being here in the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Justinielle. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, this question that I have here actually is your last question.
Okay.
So, thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. So, if you was the president of the United States and you had to be able to actually add in another country to be 51 state, which one would you pick?
Wow. That is a good one. And it can be any country, right? Any country.
Mhm.
It would probably be a place like Greenland. It would be a place like,
That is so funny.
yeah, it would be a place where it's not, I don't want to take nobody's resources. Like, because my immediate response is like, all right, we're going to go get Rwanda. They don't need no more colonizers, no more dictators. So we're not doing that. We're not touching the continent. I would love to embrace y'all, but we wouldn't do y'all right. So we had to be a place where nobody really living, like Greenland.
Mm,
Because we
that's
America is
funny.
doing some things right now. We praying. We praying for America. So I don't want to bring anybody into our chaos. But it would be some place
Yeah,
where, it's land, peace. Yeah. So yeah, that would be my
mm.
thought. Why you think that's funny, Jay? What
Because
made you
that's what
think?
Trump wants to do. Trump wants to be able to have Greenland and Canada.
See, Canada, they ain't gonna fool with us. Yes, we
They,
need to get
child,
some
they
of
definitely
their.
don't want to fool with us. I don't know if you've
Listen,
seen all those videos.
they have a good health system. There are so many benefits that we don't have that they have. We would be messing up their stuff, messing up their stuff.
Hmm.
So the only reason I didn't even know that about Trump. Now, me and Trump being on the same page about something, that's something I need to research. That's not a good thing. But I'm trying to think, where would we least impact a place? So yeah, I don't like that. I'm gonna have to research that.
Yeah. That is so funny. Oh my God, girl. I remember for Christmas 2024,
Hmm.
he wrote a whole article on his Twitter. And then he came back around and wrote a part two to add on to it because I guess he just didn't get all his thoughts out. Girl, you need to go and read that.
I'm gonna go find
You
it.
need to go on because all you gotta do is go onto Google. Go onto Google and type in Trump's Christmas letter
Mm,
2024 or
mm,
something
mm,
like
mm,
that.
mm.
And it'll pop up. Go to images. When you type it in, go to images and
Mhm.
you'll see it there, girl. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure you'll see it there.
I
Yeah.
don't like that. I agree with that man, but we
Hmm.
gonna figure out why.
That is so
My reason is
funny.
probably not his reasons. Okay.
Yeah. Well, now that the interview is over, do you have anything you would like to say?
I just want to say thank you for another amazing interview. I consistently watch your 20 questions, and I
Thank you.
appreciate your brilliance, your intelligence, your intellect, and the way that you weave all this journalism together. So I was like, me on 20 questions. So it's been such an honor. I had so much fun, and I will definitely continue to watch because you do
Oh,
such an
thank
amazing
you.
job. So thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And thank you all here, everyone that's here in the chat, on the live, and everyone that's watching the replay. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for your support and for you just taking your time out to enjoy this. And I hope that you do enjoy it. Please make sure that you leave a comment on the replay and let your girl know how y'all feeling because this was actually a really amazing interview. I appreciate y'all. You guys, this interview is coming to an end. Y'all make sure to go and check out just Danielle. I was about to say your other name just now. Make sure, please, to go check out just Danielle and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.